Why do I force myself to go through these conditions? What is the bigger reason behind this? Are there ever times where you just want to give up? These are all questions that I sometimes receive from the people around me. I go through trials and tribulations all the time. It's not always going to be a sweet journey, and that's why we are making this film. The journey continues, and the season of winter is upon us once again. It's time for another winter storm. Wind blowing, hands freezing, snow falling. It's one of the many things that I had to endure during this winter. Preparation for the winter has been very tough, but I know it's something that I had to persist through. Knowing that a bunch of your friends that you used to do calisthenics with are now making their way inside, transitioning to the gym for the winter and staying out in the cold, it's more of a mental thing. Sometimes you don't even want to go out. Sometimes you're like, maybe I can skip this workout. But if you really want to advance, then you're just going to go through anything, right? And that's just what I did. I remember the start, it was during the end, towards the end of summer, when I started thinking about when winter was gonna make its way here. I bought a backyard park, I bought tools for it, and I built it. I did bar and a pull-up bar. And honestly, I can say that's one of the biggest things that came in handy for this season. I also achieved a lot of things from the summer coming into the winter. This winter, the focus has been more on getting certifications and practicing for new moves as my front lever. When looking back at my clips, I see myself taking short breaks, blowing into my hands, and just doing jumping jacks to warm my body up and get it warmed up. And I feel like that's the key to really surviving, just to keep moving, and that's exactly what I did. A bunch of people, actually, a number of people still, they got at least one session of me in the cold. So I just want to say that you're strong and you're resilient for that. One of the people that they've been working on me consistently, I've been training, he's been doing very good. We've been doing ab exercises, pull-ups, push-ups, you name it. It's not for a long time just because it's cold and we barely use gloves and the bar touches the metal on our hands, but it's a different thing. It's a mental game, really. Like, if you really want it, if you really want something that you really want, I could say, then you're just gonna push through the mental limits. A lot of people ask me why I do this. Why aren't your hands cold? Doesn't it freeze? Yes, these are all things, but if I'm gonna be real with you, I just don't care. I don't care because I know that it'll all pay off in the end. I remember last winter, I wasn't able to do as much skills I can do now, and I just keep evolving. The evolution is here, you can see it. You'll also see it in my 2022 film. But if you want to evolve, you got to evolve through hardship, right? There are things, there are pressures. Things are going to put pressure on you. Things are going to change you. They're either going to make you stronger, or they're either going to make you give up. And I choose not to give up. One of the biggest things that have motivated me this winter is not only seeing the people that I call out work out with me, but seeing the children encourage me too, because I work out of this park near my college at Humber, and I come at the same time every day to train with my clients. And the kids come by and they watch me, and they know me by name, they know my social media, and they always support me. They're always like, "Double G Media." I'm like, yes, how are you doing today? And I always try to show them a cool trick when I'm there. And I always try to encourage them to work out and get active, right? Because that's something that's not promoted often these days, right? And the kids don't know it yet, but these things are really important to you. So that's one of the biggest motivators that have been motivating me to this day. Another thing that's motivated me is the front lever training. I feel like I progressed a lot. I went from tuck to advanced to about like a half lay position and even straddle one leg. So that's something that's been able to keep me going this winter. I don't care how cold the bar is, I'm still gonna try to practice my front lever until I get it. To tell you the truth, it's kind of hard to come up on camera and talk to you about something that might not provide any value to you. You might see this video and you might be like, yo, I don't really give a damn about this, bro. Like, bro's just working on the snow. Or you can be like, yo, this guy's really working on the snow. Like, this guy is the definition of hard work and determination. So it's really a gamble when I really make these winter films, right? It's like nobody's watching, but at the same time, it's like you gotta do these things when nobody's watching, because when you're on the come up, it's gonna feel like nobody's watching. No one's supporting you. No one's there for you. It's cold. You're just by yourself. You're doing this. In a way, you're doing this because of you. You're not doing it like you start off doing it because half of it is like you're doing it because of people, and you want people to notice you, and half of the reason is like you want to get better because of you. It's hard to explain, but it just is what it is. Like, part of the reason why I make these winter films is to improve my cinematography, improve myself, and part of these films, the reason why I make these films is because I want people to know me, know what I do, know that I do these things, right? But it's hard because, like, what value am I providing? Am I really providing you value by making these films, right? That's one of the biggest things that I have on my mind when I was filming. I don't really want this film to be like a look at me, I'm doing this type of film. I just want this film to be more of a reflection film, right? I want this film to be like a journal. When I look back, I can see, yeah, I did this, I did that. But at the same time, it's not like that. I don't want people to look at me, but I just don't want to be out there saying, look at me, I'm doing this. Because I don't want it to feel like I'm showing off or I'm trying to prove something to anybody. But my whole purpose of making a film in the winter is to motivate you, is to get you out in certain conditions. If it's raining outside, if the road's unpaved and you're going for a jog, if it's snowing, if it's cold, if you ate too much and you still want to work out, that happens a bunch. But if you're in these conditions, I just want you to get out there and do it, because it's not always going to be easy, right? And with that being said, I hope you guys are having a good day, week, month. I hope you guys are just having it good in general, because I certainly had some fun making this film. I had some good moments making this film. If I have time, I'm definitely gonna make a part 2 of this, especially if the weather gets, if it's still cold, I'm still gonna keep making videos on the winter and how it's affected my workouts, and just make more cinematic shots. I hope to get more lenses in the future and keep providing you guys with more films. So thank you for tuning in. for part 1 of Strongsciety, the Winter Storm.